Hi, Matt with eTrailer, and today we're going to be talking about the SeaSucker Monkey Bar's roof rack system on a 2023 Chevrolet Blazer. Now this is going to be a great option for you if you're looking for something that's going to be pretty versatile from vehicle to vehicle, and something that's going to be quick and easy to install. And what's going to give it that ability to be versatile and easy to install are going to be these suction cups. Now with a lot of roof rack systems, especially custom fit ones, especially for naked roofs, you're going to need a fit kit that's going to install either on the gutter or somewhere else on your roof, and it's going to take a lot more time as opposed to these where you just kind of have to find a flush spot and press a button until it suctions onto the top of your roof. So we're going to have this round shape to them, which is going to be great for some clamp-on accessories. Now unfortunately we don't have a T-channel built into it, so we won't be able to accept any T-channel accessories. But what I do like about these round bars in particular is this center point right here, and you can actually unscrew it from the center so it halves down on the space, so it's going to be a lot easier to store. And for our suction cups, we're going to have a total of 4 on our front crossbar, and for the rear one we're only going to have 2. Now how you're going to install them is just by pressing this button on the side. It'll have this orange ring around it, and once that disappears you'll be able to stop. But to take them off, all you have to do is lift up on this tab on the back. It's going to be a little bit tough, but what that's going to do is help air go in here and release that suction. And now you can see that orange is showing on it, letting you know it's been taken off. You might be worried about if someone came by and just took them off your roof. So you got 2 options. When this isn't in use and you're not driving with it, you can either just store this in your vehicle, because it is pretty easy to get on and off, especially when you already have all the settings and adjustments made to it. Or you can buy separately on our website some cable locks that'll just lock in and anchor down to either your trunk or window. If I measure from the lowest point of our crossbar to from our roof, we're going to have just a little bit under 4 1/4 inches. So that's going to give you a fair amount of space on your rear crossbar. And your max height you're going to get from that is going to be about 5 1/2 inches. So that's going to sit up a fair amount. As how it's going to sit compared to the front crossbar, the front crossbar is going to sit a 1/2 inch higher. So which can be good and bad if you're hauling anything like skis with tall bindings. That amount of distance is going to help you, especially for any larger clamp-on accessories. Now if you're trying to save room and you're trying to go through a lot of low points like a garage, that's something to kind of keep in mind. As for how much stuff you can get up here, you're going to have a weight capacity of 150 pounds, but always make sure how much your roof can handle as well. And how much stuff you can get up here too. These crossbars are going to kind of sit pretty flush with the top of your roof, and you're going to have 48 inches to use, so that's going to be a fair amount of space. Now if you're not too concerned about hauling a lot of heavy items, more things that are just wide that take up a lot of your crossbar length, then I'd actually recommend going up to the 60-inch round bars. Overall, this is going to be a solid option if you're looking for anything that's going to be a real quick and easy install, and you're driving a variety of different vehicles and you want those vehicles to haul any roof accessories, and you don't have a lot of crossbars that are custom fit. This is just going to be what's going to solve that issue for you. Now honestly, I'd recommend still a custom fit crossbar kit, because that's still going to sit a lot more secure on your vehicle. Not that these aren't secure, but I just got a lot more faith in any clamped on accessories that kind of go into your gutter or whatnot. And they're going to look a lot nicer too, just the way they kind of meld to the frame of your vehicle. But if you are going to stick with these because you're just looking for something quick, easy, that's going to hold those rooftop accessories, I'd actually recommend bumping up to the 60-inch round bars. You're just going to be able to haul a lot more, and it's really not going to go too much further from the side of your vehicle. And as for the installation, it is pretty quick and straightforward. The issues you're probably going to run into at first is just installing it for the first time, just making all those adjustments. But after when you've made those adjustments, installing it after that's going to be a lot easier. But if you need a hand with that, just stay tuned and we'll show you how to do that. To kick off the installation, we're just going to lay everything out. Now I've already installed our rear crossbars, but I'm going to show you what else we have here. We're going to have a front crossbar, and they're included clamps or suction cups. And we're going to have our covers for those suction cups as well. I'd also recommend getting a towel and some soapy water to kind of wash the top of your roof so we don't have any damage there. And I'd recommend getting a measuring tape. And today we're going to be using one of our shop Allen keys. It's going to be a 5/32 Allen key to help tighten everything down. Now to prep this, I'm just going to loosen this bolt right here. And that's going to loosen this clamp. And when I loosen that up, it's going to give me the ability to kind of maneuver this so we can place it how we want to on our roof. At this point, I also like to flip it over just to make it a little bit easier. I just like to take off these covers now. Because if you try to put it on your roof with the covers on, they're not going to suction for one, but they also could damage and scratch up the top of your roof. And once you've done that for this side, just repeat that same process on our other side. Now before we put these up there, I'd recommend two things: making sure this is in the right orientation. So if you look at this now, we want to make sure that these little tabs on the back are going to be facing behind us and away from the front of the vehicle. And then I'd also recommend kind of getting a rough idea of what you want your crossbar spread to be on top. It doesn't have to be exact now, but after, when you get it on top, make sure you measure out so you know what accessories you can accommodate. So now I'm just going to lift up on it and push it over and roughly place it where I want it to be. And once you finally have these kind of roughly up here, now it's a good time to kind of put it in a good spot. So when you put these suction cups down, you want to make sure they're on a flat surface and they sit flush. You don't want them on any of these ridges like right here, where they're not going to be able to get flat, because that's not going to give you a secure suction cup. And after, when you've got it in a place where you like it and it sits flat, I'd recommend just kind of measuring out of what your crossbar spread is going to be. If you don't have that rear crossbar on yet, then what I recommend is measuring from the top of your windshield and measuring to where you want your first crossbar to sit, and making sure it's going to be even on both sides. And to tighten it down, all you need to do is come to the same bolt that we loosened up earlier, and this time just tighten it into place. And it might take a few turns to do. We're also going to have this bolt right beneath it. I also like to tighten that sometimes if I feel that it's kind of loose, because I don't want this jostling around. And just make sure when you are tightening everything, make sure you apply pressure to our suction cups so they're not moving around. And once you complete that process on this side, just make sure to do the same thing on the other side. And now we can finally apply the suction cup. What I like to do is apply pressure to the top and just press this button until this orange portion is not visible anymore. Just like that. Then you're going to repeat that same process on the other three. And after that, just kind of give it a good shake test. Make sure everything's feeling secure. And after that, you can take it for a ride. I also recommend putting up these caps so you don't lose them. And if you liked everything you saw today, that was just a look at the installation and some of the features of the SeaSucker Monkey Bar's roof rack system on our 2023 Chevrolet Blazer.